To the anniversary of Bloody Sunday, one organization is looking to honor those who lost their lives during the civil rights movement. Here with more on the annual wreath-laying ceremony is Taffany English-Ralph from the Southern Poverty Law Center. Taffany, you've been doing this for years now. What do you have planned this year?
So this year we will continue with the commemoration of the memorial and those who died in sacrifice. But it's also just really important because Congressman John Lewis actually started this. He started the wreath-laying ceremony when he would bring Faith in Politics, a pilgrimage of congressmen and congresswomen to Alabama to commemorate Jubilee, signifying that we should not forget those who paved the way and who have afforded us the opportunity to vote today. And so we're doing that in his honor, and excited to have Congresswoman Nakima Williams with us, who is his predecessor in Georgia.
This is an annual event for people who've never been. What can they expect?
So what you can expect is a highlight and a tribute to where we've been, but also a call to action of where we are and where we're going, specifically as the Voting Rights Act continues to be gutted, and what we're doing at a local level and a national level to protect the voting rights of all people so that everyone can have their voice exercised at the ballot box.
For people who aren't familiar, tell them a little bit about SPLC, what you do, and then the fund that you have.
Sure. So Southern Poverty Law Center is a national civil rights organization founded in 1971 to realize, the equity and equality that we all deserve in our country. And so being in the South, it was started in the South to ensure that the passage of the civil rights law in 1964 would be carried out. And so 50 plus years, and we're still doing this work, and we're dedicated and committed to elevating the voices of all people so that all Alabamians can thrive, where they have the right to live free for who they are, and also that the issues that are impacting Alabamians are also elevated. And we do that, again, on the local level as well as a national level.
Showing video there of one of the wreath-laying ceremonies with John Lewis's photo in the backdrop. What do you expect to hear from his predecessor? What do you think she's going to say and talk about?
I really think she's going to talk about the reintroduction of the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act that Congresswoman Terry Sewell has recently reintroduced to Congress. And again, as we continue to see the rollbacks and the barriers at the voting box, specifically in the South, we feel that it is timely. And so I'm sure she's going to talk about that. And I'm also sure that she's going to talk about the impact of some of the rollbacks for other services that are impacting people specifically in the South.
These people that you honor, are they names that you honor every single year? Are there names and stories that you recognize and you're familiar with now?
Oh, yes. We recognize them every year. People like Sammy Young, who was murdered during the civil rights movement in Tuskegee, Alabama. He was a student at Tuskegee Institute. Of course, that's what it was called then. And his legacy still lives on and is really critical to shaping the history of Tuskegee. He's won the 4 little girls in Birmingham. Of course, Dr. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Viola Luiso, who actually came down from the north to help those in Selma. And it's just names like that, allies, and then those who were committed in the movement, fighting for a better South for everyone.
Do any of those family members, because I know some of them were local, you mentioned Tuskegee, you mentioned Birmingham, do any of those family members come and participate in this?
Sometimes we do have family members who come and participate. We've had 2 very large dedications where family members have attended. 3 years ago, we had family members who attended the memorial and the wreath laying. They actually were here for Jubilee and came over to the Civil Rights Memorial Center, and they had on their T-shirts, and they were able to participate in the day with us.
That's very special. For people who want to participate, give them the date, time, and location. How can they watch this wreath-laying ceremony and then listen to Congresswoman speak?
So on Friday, March 7th at 1 p.m. at the memorial located at 400 Washington Avenue, we will commemorate that. And afterwards, we will have a call to action, a day of action, where partners like the ACLU of Alabama, Faith in Action, Black Voters Matter, and a number of other local organizations who will participate. You'll be able to catch the memorial. It is not being live streamed this year, but we will have it recorded and posted on our website shortly afterwards.
And this is all a part of all of those events to commemorate what is now known
as Jubilee.
As Jubilee of Bloody Sunday. Taffany, thanks so much for joining us here on Alabama Live. We truly appreciate it.